Hi there. The last club meeting, Ray Gardner put along his new soldering system and gave us all a demonstration, and I was so impressed I actually bought one. It's really good. It's probably the best soldering system I've ever come across. It is a clone of the JBC device, which are very, very expensive. You pay a lot of money for those units, and this is around about $200. And it comes with three cartridges, or called elements. Basically, they're made for surface mount work. This is the other one. This is the handle that come with this one. You can order it with one of three different handles. So this is the T3A as recommended by Ray. So I went for it. And what's good about it? Well, first of all, it's very well built. This is a docking station. Be aware of that this unit is available with the earlier docking station, which is nothing to write home about. So if you're going to buy one, make sure you get this docking station. What are the features of it? It has cartridge parking positions, 5 of them. Easy removal and reinsertion of the cartridge, especially when they're hot. Has a silicone cleaning pad and brass wool inside to clean your tip. Okay, that's what you do now. And then you wipe it on the silicone like that. So that's the cleaning system. Now, you hear the thing beeping away. What's it doing? Well, the cradle, oh, by the way, you can turn that beep off if it's annoying you, but the cradle senses that the handle is parked in there. What does that mean? It means that the controller goes into what is called dormancy mode, and the temperature drops to an idle temperature. In this case, is set to 100 degrees. So this handle will drop in temperature down to 100 degrees and sit there until I'm ready to use the iron again. Now, from a cold start, it takes 3 seconds to come up to your selected temperature, so it's very fast. So the moment I take the handle off the cradle, it goes into a heating mode, and you can see the temperature coming up to my selected temperature of 315 degrees centigrade. It's now dropping back because it overshot, so that's fair enough. It overshoots and then comes back to the control temperature. Now, what's good about it is that another feature is if you solder on something that takes heat, right, you'll notice how quickly that solder will flow on this nut. There it is, it's already flowing. Now what happened is the temperature of the tip dropped as it made contact with the nut. So the temperature dropped as the heat was being taken away from the tip. So now I've got it set for 600 degrees, thereabouts Fahrenheit, so I really haven't got a very hot tip at all. But you noticed that in not very long time, the solder was actually flowing. So what happened was the controller sensed the heat soak and adjusted it automatically to maintain that 600 degrees at the tip until such time that the solder flowed. In other words, when the nut and the tip got to the same temperature, then the solder flowed. Now, that happened very, very quickly. If you use a normal iron to do what I just did, you would find you would have to crank the temperature up, apply it to the nut, let the nut get hot enough, and then try and sweat some solder into it. And you'll normally end up with burnt tin because of the heat required to do so. So what it means is that you can solder on surfaces that take the heat away, as you might find on some printed circuit boards, where the copper clad that you're soldering to is fairly large, so you do take a fair bit of heat away from the tip. So it's all about heat control. So I'm very, very impressed with it. I've never had a soldering station as good as this, and I only wish it came with a bigger tip than these small tips, because that's what I normally use. but they're readily available on eBay. Now there's Chinese elements or cartridges, and there is the JBC cartridges. Now the JBC are the best. The Chinese are not as reliable, so I've been advised by Ray. However, I posed the question, and I said, in a hobby situation where you don't solder all the time like you would, are they okay? And he said, yes, they are. So there it is. So if you're going to use a good soldering station for your hobby and get a bit of flexibility in what you're doing, this is the system for you. Thank you.